Going on, guys? Alex here and welcome back to Monster Motors. So first of all, ignore the state of my Barnet, it's just got a mind of its own these days. But yeah, today is a very exciting video. As you can see, the Clio is back out. So this is something that has been in the works for 2 years now and we are finally actually doing it. One thing you will notice is it's back on its original plates, and that's the reason. So that will be another video, probably the next video, as I had a little bit of a slight change of plans. So I've actually got a new car coming on Thursday, so today's Tuesday, so a couple of days away. And yeah, it's replacing this. Totally unexpected, but it all makes sense when you see it. So the Clio, it has been garaged since beginning of February. Finally taking it out, and the reason is today we are finally taking it on track. So we've got an evening session at Brands Hatch tonight. Got a few mates joining us, so we're just meeting at Dobby's in Ashford. Shout out Dobby, freest elf in all the land. But yeah, so I'm first here, just wait for them to arrive, then we're going to cruise up together. And yeah, it should be good. So I know this car, the whole plan with it was to Project Zero to Track Hero, really, as the series suggests. So we've done all the work. So quick rundown is like coilovers, wheels, roll cage, bucket, harnesses, all that good stuff, splitter, probably missing some, it's the steering wheel. But yeah, the plan was to take it around all the tracks, and well, we're going to do a little bit of it, but we're going to do Brands and that's it. So but yeah, so everyone's starting to turn up. We'll get everyone all together, then head on up, and I will talk to you guys when we're up at Brands. So as you can see, we've made it to Brands. We've got Bar's car behind, we've got a few other cars in here. So we are now just waiting to go do the 5 o'clock briefing, and yeah, then we can go straight out. So we have set up the GoPros. So opted for one in the windscreen, and I'm going to try this out. So we've got the 360 camera there. Don't know how much it's going to capture, but we'll see. Alright, so after we've done the briefing, again it's just sort of like running through like safety procedures and whatnot. We went out to do 2 sighting laps. So what we had to do was, well, they split us off into groups so that we didn't have like the whole evening session's worth of cars all on track at the same time. So we were led by the safety car. We were supposed to sort of follow in their tracks, and they would more or less show the correct racing line, but we were quite far back in the group, so that kind of just meant that we were following the cars in front, and by that point the sort of line ended up getting lost. So we do later on in the session find out where the correct lines and points are. So you'll notice that like in the first session that I went out in by myself, I was sort of a little bit all over the place because I didn't really know the correct line, and I was just sort of like playing about and trying to see if I can find it myself. But then Bar had a tuition session, and then he just sort of like relayed that information onto me when he then jumped into the car with me. So yeah, that's it. This is just a sighting lap, so you're just coming up to the first of the 2 laps, and I think we should just jump straight into session 1. So I'm probably going to end up leaving most of the footage just raw driving, just sort of jumping in every now and then. But yeah, we're just coming out and just sort of warming the car up again, through its paces, just making sure tyres are warm, brakes are warm, all that good stuff. So overall, I really like enjoyed these sessions, but my problem was I was pretty good around the corners, like pretty quick, because like Clio's just handled so well. But I did find that mainly like on the straights and whatnot, there were so many cars that had so much more power than mine. So I found myself always like slowing down, putting over to the right and just letting them through. So later on in the session I did manage to eventually like build myself a few gaps so I didn't have anyone in front or anyone behind, and that just sort of opened up, let me have So it was at times like this that there was like a bit of traffic building up, so I just thought, you know what, just slow down, stay to the right, just let everyone through. That way I can just sort of enjoy myself and not have to worry about being like stuck in a group of cars. So it did mean that I was going a fair bit slower, but you know, it's just doing it for enjoyment, not chasing lap times or anything like that, as this was my first time on track in I think 7 years. So just need to get back into the swing of things and whatnot. But like I mentioned, we do have another track day in about a month's time, which I'm going to take a new car to, which video coming soon on that. It's going to be exciting. But yeah, so really did enjoy it. But like here you can see I'm in a completely wrong spot for that corner, for example, but we learned that further down the line. So I think we should head back into the pits and calm down a little bit, jump in the bar, do a couple of passenger laps, and then get back into mine. So the first thing you'll notice is that bar's actually built an insane car. It handles and grips so well. Right, you'll see me just chuck into the corners and it does what it needs to do. And because it's got that much more power as well, like straight lines, it just felt so much better than my Clio. Not to like say the Clio's bad, but at least that way we didn't have to like keep pulling over to let people past, which was quite nice. Like, don't get me wrong, Clio performed amazingly, but sometimes you just wish you got that little bit more power. But that will be coming very soon. We did have a few people on the session that didn't quite stick to the rules. So like there was a couple of cars that were just sort of like dive bombing up people and all sorts, or like they'll pull over and then decide not to pull over anymore. But it's to be expected on like these novice days and just evening sessions and whatnot. But as long as you pay attention and know what's coming, it's not too bad. But yeah, I think we should head back to the pits and catch up with everyone's cars as the day took a little bit of a turn. Ooh. So the session's going well. We've got Fast TT is the only car still working. So it's 5 of us in the group. I've got the Golf, wheel, brakes caught fire and a knocking, power steering pump exploded, clutch doesn't work when it's hot, and with mine, when I went out for the second session, so there was a bit of oil on the floor, and yeah, we got a little bit of an oil leak, no idea where, but yeah, so it's, oh jeez, if we can get some daytime back, there we go. So you can see the state of the wheels already, but there is definitely oil leaking. So that's the end of my track day. Oh. And this guy had an off as well. So overall it's been fantastic. But yeah, so I've got a little bit of footage with the 360 camera, but we'll probably end up going into Bars TT for a few more sessions, just as passenger laps. But yeah, so this lasted all of first session really, which is a bit of a shame, as I would have loved to get a bit more, as the second session when we went out, I had Bar jumping with me, just had a tuition session, so he was passing on what he got taught, so just learning the lines, getting a hang of it, just trying to avoid all the traffic, which was a bit of a nightmare, so that's why we came in. And it's weird because there's no errors on the dash or anything, so it is a little bit of an oil leak, but it's not the end of the world, I don't think. So yeah, that's it for my session of driving, which does suck, the big one, but it is what it is. But like I said, we've still got Bars TT. It's the only remaining working car out of the 5, so yeah, we'll go do some passenger sessions. We'll probably get some flybys at a couple of the areas, and yeah, probably end up calling it a day.
car, do a little bit of a turn, and then turn in at the yellow cone fully, hit that cone, wash wide. Go wide, that's it. Then brake in a straight line. It's really weird, it doesn't follow the track shape at all, but it really works once you get it in your head. So I'll try and turn in a little bit later here, so do your braking. Try and turn in at the yellow cone, and then you should be sort of straight to brake here. That's what she taught me there. And then, yeah, you've got plenty of room. It's up to play with this actually.
So with Bar's help after his tuition session, it was helping me a lot, like getting the right lines, and unfortunately I forgot to turn the GoPro on, so I can't get any clearer footage of out the front. So that's why it's sort of stuck with this sort of view, which, I mean, it's not too bad, but I feel like next track day I need to just remember to always turn the GoPro on, because I can always put like this one as a little one in the corner, and I feel that would work perfect. But yeah, it was definitely very helpful having his input with where to go and what to do. So yeah, it was starting to get to a point where I was feeling comfortable with the car and pushing it a little bit more and more and more. But it was just a shame that the track day ended up getting cut a little bit short. So we're back home, and as you can tell, it was a pretty eventful day. So just to recap, my car oil leak, they reckon it's crank hub seal or something like that, so leaked out, got on the belt, sprayed everywhere. That's why it looks a lot worse than it is, although to be fair, there was 2 pretty big puddles left behind, but drove the car home, no problems, so that was fine. Then we had the Golf. What did that do? Front brakes caught fire, and then a knocking noise as well. So he did eventually send it again, but yeah, didn't have any issues. Then we had the Toyota power steering pump exploded, and it's quite funny because it was as I walked over to go watch them on that side anyway, we're just like, oh, where's he started to slow down? It comes in and it's just, yeah, everywhere. The S3, that was it, the clutch. So when it started to get warm, the clutch just decided to stop working. So yeah, pretty eventful day. Bar, his car was the only one that was left working, so kept jumping in there for passenger rides because why not? So that's it for this video. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Unfortunately, it didn't quite go to plan, but it is where it is. So we do have another track day booked. That is on August 13th, so just over a month. So that will be coming soon in the new car, which will... Oh, hey, Fry. Oh, okay. It's just going to do that as I should close off, huh? But yeah, so new car coming in a couple of days. And yeah, well, I'm going to get this, the 182 over to the garage. They can like sort it out. I'm sure it's just going to be something minimal. But yeah, new car means new car video coming very soon. I'm really excited for it. So hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe to see the future videos, because it's a spicy one. Not many of you are going to be expecting it. But yeah, catch you in the next one. Cheers.